Bit of a hero up in Sunderland, of course, for that goal he scored in the FA Cup final. Well, I remember it. Ball on the thigh first and then prodded into the goal. Sort of goal he'd like to see one of his Zambian proteges score this afternoon. And I've got to watch this man coming forward, Iroha. He set up and finished the move. Yekini at the back. Yekini will certainly take advantage of little slips like that. And a very mean look on his face there, angry with himself. I think the angle was very fine indeed. Maybe not at all surprising it ended up like that. Only himself to blame, though. Well, Nigeria played a marvellous game, a very competitive game that went right to the end. Contrast of styles when they played in the semi-final against the Ivory Coast. And it should be recalled that Zambia beat the Ivory Coast 1-0. So that might be a gauge, a slight gauge as to how this game would go. Good play by Okocha. But look, hardly any support around him. Back to Iroha. Unique Amunike. Just inside. And coming back deep, Joe Bwalya. Well, they build up the moves very neatly, as I said. Punishing run there by Sakala. And I pointed out that the players tended too quickly and let the play flow, and that's not a bad idea. Amokachi on the far side. Aguabe, Yekini, can he bet it back? Oh, just off the line, and the goalkeeper is very fortunate. Well, I think you'll find Iroha here trying to come forward when he thinks it's safe enough to do so. Brilliant play by Okocha. Amunike. I thought he was being held back there. That could be a penalty kick. Well, the referee waving play on there. Now watch this again. He was being impeded to start off with. Now the referee was right on top of that. But quite frankly, in more cases than not, I think a referee would have given a penalty kick for that. There's no doubt there was a collision. And I think Finidi is about to be taken off. That may come as a surprise to you because you perhaps have not noticed anyway that Finidi is on the field. He's been wholly ineffectual. I don't know whether he's carrying an injury or not. Doesn't seem to be too happy, but anyway, Samson Siasia comes on. Up he gets, and the ball just skidding away from him eventually. But the problem for Zambia now is that whilst the game has been based in the first half on very deep defence and getting their midfield players back very quickly, they've now got to push forward, and that could be fatal against Yekini, and I think he gets a free kick this time. 2-1. And if you've been watching our coverage, you will have seen that Yekini scored a free kick against Gabon from roughly this position. Bulleted it round the defence right into the top corner. A remarkable free kick. Westerhoff looking primly on. He's not taking it. Okocha this time, brilliantly saved. Total with that delightful skill in midfield and a powerful run forward. I think he will be a notable figure in the World Cup. He's not the household name as Okocha, tired now, and I think he was nursing an injury before this game, risked by the coach. He'd had an ankle knock. Beautifully curved ball there by Sakala. Running the outside. High enough. Where's Yekini for this? No, the goalkeeper's there. Could have been pushed back, and I'm sure Pele must not such a good one that time. The pressure eased. It was played out there by Amunike, who'd come back way deep in defense. Listen to the whistling in the stadium. Now Yekini, can he knock it back? He chests the ball down. He's got his scores. The woodwork. He took the words out of my mouth. That would have killed it. Stone dead. Now he chested it down brilliantly. And it was here he took it too finely. And if he had laid it back, he had Amokachi just lying inside him. And that would have really killed the game off. Zambia trying to fight back. We're now into the last 5 minutes. And one or two good instinctive saves. Zambia, who have never won this trophy, are now playing in stoppage time. 2-1 down to Nigeria. Nigeria were beaten in the final in 1984, 88 and 90, but not this one. Nigeria are the new champions of Africa. Onto the field come their entourage of supporters, of officials, and their very truthful support. Clemens Westerhoff, the coach, who really must have been in tenterhooks throughout the second half, as Zambia had so much of the play, is now a relieved man. Off go the Nigerian players to celebrate. A sign emblazoned throughout the continent. The 19th championship has been won by Nigeria. The second time they've done this. I suppose there was a lot of pressure on them in as much as they were the favourites, and sometimes if you go into a game strongly favourites, you tie up a little. That seemed to be what happened to them in the second half. We didn't see the exciting runs that I thought would be in Yekini there in the middle of the picture. And the two opportunities he did get, he squandered. Well, there's a man who's... We're committed to score that second goal to put Nigeria in the lead as we prepare for the presentation of the trophy. It's been a trophy that's had two distinct phases, and I think I made the point earlier on in the tournament. Any organizer of any tournament anywhere, and that includes the World Cup, have got to make sure that the early stages are meaningful, much more meaningful than they were in this tournament. Now, next time out, they'll have 60 nations in the African Nations Cup, and that should help, but there should be built-in incentives. And would you believe the draw for the next African Nations Cup is already out? Nigeria will now qualify automatically for the final. And there is the handsome trophy. It's going to be handed over to Uchenna Okafor, captain of the night, unless they allow their great long-lasting captain Stephen Keshi to come up and take it, who's on the bench. He was troubled by a thigh injury. Abgal, the Nigerian players, delighted with themselves. I've given a lot of credit to Zambia for the way they've fought hard, but this has been a very punishing and long